If you solve the money monopoly problem by ending the Fed, you solve many other problems too. Essentially, you take away from the government the capacity to use financial trickery to expand without limit. It is the first step to restoring constitutional government. Without the Fed, the federal government would have to live within its means. It would still be too big and too intrusive, just like all state governments are today. But the outrageous empire at home and abroad would have to come to an end. There are other benefits as well, such as stopping the business cycle, ending inflation, building prosperity for all Americans, and putting an end to the corrupt collaboration between government and banks that virtually defines the operations of public policy in the post-meltdown era. Ending the Fed would put the American banking system on solid financial footing. The industry would thrive without the moral hazard of banks that are too big to fail. Its loan operations would take a more realistic account of risks, and the bank's capital would not be put at risk in the service of politically driven priorities. Customers' deposits would be safer than they are today, as banks would compete with one another in their most important function of providing a secure means of preserving wealth. Ending the Fed would also end the way in which our election cycles have been corrupted by monetary manipulation. No longer would presidents be in the position to lean on the central bank to artificially boost the economy before elections, only to have a recession hit after the party in power is sworn in again. The national wealth would no longer be hostage to the whims of a handful of appointed bureaucrats whose interests are equally divided between serving the banking cartel and serving the most powerful politicians in Washington. Ending the Fed is the one sure way to restore sanity to the economic and political life in this country. It doesn't mean that our political disagreements and fights in Congress will go away. Ending the Fed is not a magic pill to usher in utopia, but it does mean that our disagreements and discussions will occur within the context of reality, not in the illusory world created by the unlimited printing of money. The time to do it is now. The Fed's activity since the market meltdown of 2008 have been dangerous in the extreme. The Fed is using all its power to drive the monetary base to unprecedented heights, creating trillions in new money out of thin air. From April 2008 to April 2009, the adjusted monetary base shot up from $856 billion to an unbelievable $1.749 trillion. Was there any new wealth created? New production? No. This was the Ben Bernanke printing press at work. If you and I did anything similar, we would be called counterfeiters and be sent away for a lifetime in prison. We would be scorned and hated by everyone as scam artists and racketeers. But when the Fed does it, complete with a scientific gloss, it is seen as the perfectly legal and responsible conduct of monetary policy.